Immigration status versus visa. What's the difference? If you've ever traveled to the United States or planned to stay for work or study, you've probably heard the words visa and immigration status used as if they mean the same thing. But here's the truth. They don't. And confusing the two can lead to big mistakes that affect your future in the U.S. So let's clear it up once and for all. A visa is your entry ticket. It's issued by a U.S. embassy or consulate abroad. That little sticker in your passport gives you permission to travel to a U.S. port of entry and ask for admission. But here's the catch. Having a visa does not guarantee you'll be allowed in. It simply lets you knock on the door. There are two main types of visas. Immigrant visas for people planning to settle permanently, like spouses of U.S. citizens, and non-immigrant visas, which are temporary, like student visas, work visas, or tourist visas. Now, once you arrive in the U.S., something else takes over. Immigration status. This is the legal classification you're given at the border by Customs and Border Protection, or later by USCIS, if you change or extend your stay. Your immigration status is what really decides how long you can stay and what you're allowed to do. For example, a student in F1 status must stay enrolled full-time. A tourist in B2 status cannot work. And an H-1B worker can only work for the employer who sponsored them. If you break these conditions, you fall out of status. And that can lead to unlawful presence, visa denials, or even deportation. Here's an important detail. Your visa and your status often have different expiration dates. Your visa might expire while your status is still valid. Or your visa might still be valid while you've already lost your status because you overstayed your I-94. That's why the I-94 record is more important than the date printed on your visa. So what are the key differences? Think of a concert. The visa is your ticket to get through the gate. Your status is your assigned seat and the rules you have to follow inside. Having the ticket doesn't protect you if you break the rules. Why does this matter so much? Because overstaying your status is far more serious than having an expired visa. If you ignore your I-94 date and remain unlawfully, you could face a 3 or even 10-year bar from returning. And immigration history never disappears. Every entry, exit, and violation is tracked electronically and reviewed during future applications. Another area of confusion is visa renewal versus status extension. Renewing a visa is done abroad at a consulate. Extending your status is done inside the U.S. with USCIS. You can extend your status without renewing your visa. But if you travel outside the U.S., you'll need a new visa to come back. On the flip side, getting a new visa won't fix a broken status if you overstayed. Let's look at a few common scenarios. My visa expired, but my status is still valid. Can I stay? Yes, you can remain until your I-94 expires. But if you leave, you'll need a new visa to return. Another one. My visa is valid, but I stopped attending school as an F1 student. Can I stay? No. You're out of status, even if the visa in your passport looks fine. So how do you stay compliant? Always check your I-94 record. File extensions early, at least 45 days before your status runs out. Follow the rules tied to your specific status. Keep copies of every approval notice. And plan ahead before traveling abroad. Here's the bottom line. Your visa gets you in. Your immigration status keeps you in. They're linked, but they are not the same. Understanding the difference is one of the smartest moves you can make to protect your future in the United States. For more reliable information, check the USCIS website, the CBP I-94 portal, and the U.S. Department of State visa pages. And if you're ever unsure, speak with an experienced immigration attorney. Stay informed, stay compliant, and you'll save yourself stress, money, and opportunities down the road.